Hi heathens. So it's been a while since I've been out here, but I have to be today because Michael is back there sleeping and I want to do a get ready with me vlog, full day wear test type thing, but with a twist. Because the AC in my car is out and I have some places I need to go today. So I'm gonna put on a full face of makeup that's supposed to be really long wearing, and we're gonna see if it can withstand not only the heat here. The high today is supposed to be 90 to 92, but also no AC in my car. So I've already primed my face. I haven't put on my foundation yet. I'm about to prime my eyes with the AOA Studio Perfect eyeshadow primer. This is the glow one. And the reason I'm going to use this is because out of all the eye primers that I own, this is the one that I've found does the best as far as not only making eyeshadows pop, but also lengthening how long they last. And on my face, I have used the AOA Studio Wonder Skin Primer all over, and then the Tarte Double Duty Beauty right here between my eyebrows and into my forehead, because it is supposed to be a hydrating primer and my forehead can get really dry. And since I'm going to have to drive with my windows down, all that wind is going to be hitting me in the face. I'm sure that's not really going to help the situation much. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Nubian by Juvias Place. It's the little 6-pan mini, because these shadows work really well. I have not tested them for longevity per se, but I know that they apply really well. They look really good, and anytime I've worn them to work, they've lasted throughout the whole work day. But I also work in a building with AC, so we are going to put them to the test. And unfortunately these shades don't have names. This is just the very first shade in the palette. I do want to go and purchase some other palettes from this brand. I only own this one and one of the big ones, but I really like them. If I could get the full size of this, I think that would be really nice, because this is a really great neutral everyday palette. Even though there is a lot of pigmentation, it's still wearable. It's not too over the top usually. So I'm just gonna do a super simple eye look today, because I just really want to do something that's going to allow us to see if it starts to crease and wear off, and at what point. Now, I don't know if it's due to just my eye shape. Oh, this is the third shade. I don't know if it's due to just my eye shape or the fact that I also have oily eyelids, but a lot of shadows tend to crease on me, especially when it does get warm outside. So my hopes aren't very high, but that's why I chose this palette, because I think this has one of the best chances of working. Whoa, that was not even. That was just a little too excited. But yeah, I feel like out of all my palettes, this one or the other one by that brand, because these shadows have been hyped up so much for being pigmented and long wearing, that they were going to stand the best chance. But the other palette is like a bunch of super bright colors, and that's not really what I was going for today. So then with my finger, I'm going to take the shimmer shade on the bottom left, and just pack that onto my eyelid and blend it up into those shades. And I'm doing my eyeshadow first because with these shimmer shades, at least for me, there's almost always a little bit of fallout under my eye. And I didn't want to have sparkly eyeshadow all over my foundation, because I'm going to have sparkly highlighter all over my foundation, so I don't really need both, do I? Maybe, but not really. Alright, so next I am going to do my foundation, and I'm going to go in with the number 7 Lift and Illuminate Triple Serum Foundation. The reason I chose this one, I was going to go for a mattifying one since I do have oily skin, but this one has SPF 15, and it's also claimed to last 24 hours, like on their actual website. So yes, while this might leave me a little dewy, I do have a setting spray. Well, I have a setting spray, but I do have a setting powder that may combat the dewiness. But since it is claimed to last 24 hours, we're going to give it a go. This is in the shade Cool Vanilla. And I used it for the first time a couple weeks ago now. And I really liked the way that it looked and the way that it sat on my skin, even though it is like a dewier foundation. And supposedly, I saw in a review that this is supposed to work best for people with extremely dry skin, which I don't have, but like I said, it seemed to do okay for me, but we'll see how it fares today. So I've just dotted it all over my face. I'm going to take this brush from BS Mall. It's the flat face brush, and just go through and buff it in, mix between stippling and buffing motions, depending on where I'm at, because I do not want brush strokes. I also don't want to be bothered to have to go get my beauty blender and remove brush strokes. Oh, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. It always looks strange up under my eye. I always have to take my finger and press it in. And I think it's just anything under my eye. That's honestly why I tend to avoid wearing concealer, because things tend to gather under my eye pretty bad. Ooh, my sunglasses are falling off. They're just there to hold back my hair for now. I'm gonna be wearing them in the car, but obviously I don't need them inside. I'm gonna have to go up under my eye in a second. Try to bring this down around my chin, because it is kind of a strange shade for me. Like, it works, but compared to my neck, it is still a little reddish looking, which is strange because it is the cool shade. So you'd expect it to have like more of a different undertone. Alright. I think that's as good as we're getting. I don't know if you can see, but right between my forehead, right between my eyebrows, you can still see where my forehead is kind of dry. But across my cheeks and everything, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna tap in just a little bit extra with the brush so that I can go around here just a little bit more. I don't like having a foundation line. I mean, who does, right? Nobody. If I wind up with one, oh well. Alright, so that is foundation done. I am going to go ahead and set it. I'm using the Heyyyy Studio Perfect Pressed Finishing Powder in the shade Translucent. You've got to be careful with this powder though, because, and I'm using the same brush, as soon as you start tapping in, I don't know if it's going to pick up, but it goes everywhere. So you got to be careful. That's not what I wanted. And if you're wearing like colored clothes, I'm actually wearing white today because I wanted to find something that sweat may show up the least in. And most of my clothes that I've been wearing lately are colored, ironically. And I know it's going to show up in this, but I don't know. I couldn't find a black one that I wanted to wear. So people are just going to have to deal with it. And by people, I mean me. And any random weirdo that wants to judge. Because when you're in a car with no AC, it gets hot. There's a hair right under my eye. Okay. So now I've blended the high points of my cheeks, because that's where I'm going to be applying highlighter, of course. What I'm going to go ahead and do is my lips, because this part makes me nervous. I have lip liner here from Wet n Wild in the shade Bear to Comment, because the lipstick that I'm going to use is very intimidating. And once I put this on, I'll explain why. And anyone who knows me probably knows, or anyone who's watched any of my other videos probably knows, I almost never use lip liner. So that should tell you something too. I'm just going to fill in with this to create a nice layer and get some shape. I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach growling. Or the neighbor's dog. Okay, so that is the lip liner on. Now, the reason that I'm so intimidated by this lipstick. One, it's a color that I wouldn't normally pick. It is the Gerard Cosmetics Hydra Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Mercury Rising. For any of you that saw my Gerard Cosmetics mystery unboxing video, I swatched this on the back of my hand in that video. And that swatch lasted like 4 days. Okay, trying to scrub it off using different makeup removers, taking showers, doing my hair, washing my hands throughout the day, washing dishes. 4 days. So that's why I'm a little intimidated. And that's why I wanted a lip liner. Because if this goes in the wrong spot, all of this is coming off. And I'm not going anywhere for like 2 hours because I'm going to have to rip off the first 3 layers of skin. But that's why I figured this is going to be the best contender for lasting all day. If anything is going to do it, it's going to be this. And it is like a bright orange, which again, not normally a color I'd pick, but here we are. That being said, if this does last all day, I'm going to go buy like 6 more in different colors. I hope that putting the lip liner underneath it wasn't a mistake and doesn't take away some of the longevity. I didn't think about that until just now. But if it starts to wear off super fast, I'll know it's because of the lip liner. Okay. So that is what it looks like. It is very, very vibrant. Very, very in your face. The formula is incredible. It feels so good going on. I've just been too intimidated to even try to wear it. One, because of the color, but two, because it took 4 days for the swatch to come off my hand. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and go in with highlighter. I'm going to be using the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Star Island. This is old packaging. I got this from Ipsy a while back. They had it as an option to get as an add-on, and I was all over it. So just making sure that that setting powder kind of put my face in place a little bit, so to speak. And I'm just using a little fan brush that I got off of Wish forever ago. Would anyone be interested in seeing a video of like makeup or products from Wish? I don't think that I still own any of the makeup, but I own a lot of the brushes and other miscellaneous things that I've gotten from there, like clothes. I don't know if y'all would be interested in seeing that. If y'all are just interested in makeup and makeup products, then I can do another order, getting some more makeup stuff. At any given moment, I have a full cart on Wish, because they just have cute stuff and I can't resist. But I don't order it because it takes forever and their prices change completely randomly. So you put something in your cart, it's $2 shipping. Then you go to checkout a week later, it's $5 with $3 shipping. You're just like, what? And it doesn't make any sense. Alright, next item. I'm cheating a little bit because it's in the name. I'm using the Tarte Lifted Sweatproof Mascara. Since it claims to be sweatproof, we're going to put that to the test. Because God knows I will be sweating. Whew. Am I the only one that doesn't breathe when I'm doing mascara? Make sure there's none on my teeth. That's the mascara. Then we're going to go in with an oldie but goodie setting spray, which is the ColourPop Amber Crystal Setting Spray. I really wish that they had continued this line, or at the very least kept it on their website a little bit longer, because I loved these products. They were so great. Each one had either a setting spray or a priming spray. They had a lip balm and a highlighter, I believe. I know the amber one had a highlighter. It's a very interesting bronzy amber color. But yeah, so this is the face of makeup we're going to put to the test. And I will see y'all when we get to our first stop. Okay, so don't mind my hair. I had to put it up. We are at my first stop, which is now going to be Ross. It was going to be TJ Maxx, but apparently they don't open until 9:30 on Saturday, and it's only 9:02. So I wanted to do my first, I don't know how the lighting is going to be out here. When I finished my makeup at home, it was like 8:32. So this is about 30 minutes later, which isn't long at all. And it's only like 76 degrees outside right now. But it's muggy and humid because there were storms yesterday. So we're going to run into Ross, see if we can find some cheap organizational stuff, because I've been trying to clean up the house, reorganize my makeup and stuff, and then run over to TJ Maxx, and then we'll do another check-in. Just a super small check-in. I'm at TJ Maxx, and as you can tell, the sun's out almost in full swing. I don't know if you can see, but I'm starting to get a little sweaty, particularly here and here. So we'll see what happens if I don't melt first. So I don't know how other people do this. This is really awkward to like just sit in a parking lot and film. But it's like 10:20, so I wanted to do a little check-in. I just left TJ Maxx. I can feel again around here because it is getting to start to get warm outside. Also, I want to show off one thing I got super quick because I've never even heard of this. It's the Laura Geller Liquid Gelato Pillow Top Illuminator, and I got it in the shade Ballerina. This was $4.99. So it's a highlighter in liquid form. My God, it's hot. I've got to get into Dollar Tree. But it comes with like a little applicator and then just a little thing. So we're going to test all this out when I get home, and I'll show y'all everything I got. But I just thought that was really cool. And I don't know, is being in the sun better? Probably makes me all shiny. But I'm about to run into Dollar Tree, see if they have any extra storage things, and grab me a drink. I have been sipping on a caramel frappe from McDonald's. As you can see, the lipstick kind of came onto the straw, but I think it's still looking pretty good on the lips. So I'll see y'all in a little bit, maybe when I get home. My normal Dollar Tree, but look at the number of beauty organizers. Holy cow. I can't figure out what lighting is the best to show y'all everything. So like, you've got the sun behind me, and then in the sun, I feel like you can see maybe on my forehead. My eyeshadow's still looking good. The highlighter's still going really strong because my face is nice and oily. So it's like 11, and this is what we're looking like. So I'll get back with you later, show you everything I got. Alright, so those are the church bells. It's just now 3 o'clock. Everything's been on for about 7 hours, which isn't near as long as I wanted to, but my lips are completely done for. I'm gonna have to call it a night. My foundation's wearing off a little bit. Eyeshadow looks okay, but highlighter still looks good, but my lips are just out of the question. Unfortunately, I'm not putting the haul in this video. I really wanted to, But if you do stick around to watch the haul video, which should be going up next video, you'll understand why, or at least I hope you understand why. So with that being said, I'm going to call this a day. I think the foundation did okay. There's some spots right around here where it looks like it started to wear off. Of course, around my mouth and my nose, they've worn off, but that's not entirely the foundation's fault. Ever since I left Dollar Tree earlier, I kept sneezing. So obviously I was, you know, getting tissues and wiping my nose. So all around here wore off. And then right here and right here, due to the meatball pepperoni firehouse sub that also took off most of my lipstick. So I think all in all though, everything lasted pretty good. I have to say, the mascara, like, there is virtually, where's my mirror? No smudging whatsoever along my lower lash line. Which, considering how sweaty that I've been, is really impressive. The eyeshadow is starting to kind of crease and bundle right here. This eye still looks really good. Like I said, the highlighter still looks really good. My forehead has some really nice, like, lines right here, where it's kind of pulled the foundation. But all in all, I feel like if I had worn this look on a day where I wasn't going to be out and about sweating, getting oily, getting gross, everything would have lasted really well. The lipstick obviously only came off because what I had was so oily and greasy. And it just came off right around the inside. It's obviously still around the outside. But yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. We see kind of what worked and what didn't. If you have any recommendations for products that I can do this with in the future, if you're interested, let me know down below. I may not be able to recreate the same thing because hopefully I will be getting the AC fixed in my car soon. If you like this video, of course, give it a big thumbs up so I know what type of content y'all are most interested in seeing. And if you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, come back and join me. And I guess that's it. I will see y'all next time. Bye!